Girls with their nails done. Girls with their nails done. I like the girls with their nails done. Girls with their girls with their nails done. Girls with their nails done. I like the girls with their nails done. Girls with their
Sorry guys, got a slight technical issue. I'll be back in 2 seconds. Just bear with me. Um, anyway, something basically took me by surprise. So bear with me. I'll be there very soon. That I promise. And we'll be getting back to that replay in a minute. But this is Asia, and we've got some great matches in store for us today. We're going to be kicking off with Feast against. Ooh, who are they against? I can't remember. Oh, Feast against GV. That is who's off first. So we'll be getting that up and running very shortly. And then we have Feast against ID. That promises to be an important match. As I said, bear with me 2 seconds. Everything could be back to normal in a minute. I'm just had a few issues that I need to sort out. And then once that's sorted, everything can be done. So, oh, it's been one of those days, unfortunately. But we'll be there in 2 seconds. I promise you that. It's just been one of those days. I'll be there very shortly. Oh, it's one of those things, eh? Right, everything should be back to normal again now. So let's get it back there. Oh, sorry about that. Slight interlude. It does happen. It was YouTube being a pain in the backside as per usual. But it's sorted, it's resolved, it's done, it's dusted. So everything should be honky-dory again. We have plenty of time, so it's not like it's the end of the world. Well, not quite anyway. So how is everybody? This is not the coin stream, before you ask. The coin stream is being done by Wild Ones Helper. So if you're looking for those rewards, guys, you need to get over to Wild Ones Helper's stream. Hello, sorry about that brief interlude. Unfortunately, I had a few bits and bobs I had to sort out. YouTube was being a bit of a pain, so I apologise for that. But we're back now, and here we are on Asia. This is matches 3 and 4. That's a great replay there by Stition. We'll be rolling out first and foremost with Feast against GV. That should be a good game. That is match 3, and then afterwards we will be going out with ID against Feast. So, what have we got to look forward to today? Well, this is not a coin stream, so if you're looking for the coin stream, guys, then you need to get your backsides over to Wild Ones Helper. He has got the coin stream. He will be able to sort that out for you. And don't forget, you need to log into the official portal to make sure everything's honky-dory and you get those rewards. Aside from that, we've got some great stuff lined up for us today. Hopefully everything's fine, the sound is fine, the picture's now fine, everything's looking good, despite the fact that I had a bit of a technical issue at the very start. But it was at the start, it's not now, so everything is good again. So, oof, it's going to be good, guys. So we should be getting our invite through anytime soon. We haven't yet, which is interesting. Ah, there we go. There's the invite. We are going out with Feast against GV. So we have, look at this. Oh, it's not working. There it is. There you go. Yay! Got some little bits and bobs I can stick over there. So we have Feast and GV. That's what you're looking at right now. Hopefully that's going to come up nice. So we're going out on Yukon. Bit of a tricky map, that one. Not the easiest of maps. Make sure I've got a right tank. Yeah, T22 is fine. I'm going to ready up. We have got Feast on the north spawn and GV on the south spawn. The teams aren't readied up as of yet, so we'll give them a little bit of time, and then we'll go through their team list. But it does. This is going to be a good tour. I mean, it's always interesting on Yukon. So GV have readied up. We have Professor in a T22, Barcelona in an IS4, Berlin in an IS4, Doha in an IS4, Moscow in an E5, Rome in a T22, and Tokyo in an E5. Moving over to Feast, we're still waiting for CXX to ready up. There he goes. Maddox in an IS4, Arknight in a T57 Heavy, Boone Magoo in a 140, Bifrost in an E5, F Silver in a 140, CX in a T57, and Sleeping Lion in an IS4. Mike is a bit quiet. It should be okay again now. I've just bumped it up a bit. So the mic should be fine now, he says, hopefully. Oof! So, we got about 2.5 minutes to go, so we have plenty of time. It's not like we're in a rush here. Yukon has been a tricky map. We've seen a lot of action around that ACAP area, so we should be okay. The team should be getting used to Yukon now. It is a tricky map. In Encounter, you generally find that everybody goes to sort of the waterfall type area. Don't generally get that here on the Pro Tours. They generally don't go over that part. But we shall see. It's always difficult to try and explain what their strats are going to be. They generally knock it up a gear for this tour. After all, it is a Pro Tour, so there we go. I'd love to say hello to each and every one of you, but it's pretty difficult for me to communicate and interact with you with a 5-minute delay, being what the tournaments are. But I'll do my best. I've got some replays ready for you and everything. Oh, Vegemite played with against Bifrost and F Silver. Yeah, they're good players. Both those guys are very good players. Tricky opponents indeed. However, we're now getting ready. We got about just over a minute to go, so should be getting ready now. I was speaking to Yori a while back on one of my coffee chats, and he was telling me that, you know, just like normal teams get slightly nervous before kickoff, so do the pros. They get a bit nervy as well. They're only human after all. And there's a lot at stake. I mean, don't forget, whoever wins this gets to go to the Blitz Cup Asia server, which is a big deal nowadays, because we have no offline this year, no Twister as such, so we have a Blitz Cup instead. 20 seconds to go before kickoff. Ooh, it's getting exciting now, yeah. So here we go. Maybe. There we go. So here we go on Yukon. So let's get a buy into the back of the map for the start of match 3. This is Feast against GV, and already you can see Feast are making a beeline down this route towards that A cap area, which is as expected. Except Boom Magoo and Bifrost, who are going to the B cap, they're going to cap that out. GV going to the C cap with Moscow and Tokyo. Doha, Berlin, and Barcelona in the heavies going towards A, with the two T22s of Professor and Rome over by the waterfall. So it was hardly surprising, as I expected. It's this area here that tends to get all the action on this map. Sleeping Lion is going to come up against Berlin very quickly, and there we go. Hello, Berlin. Hello, Sleeping Lion. They trade shots, but neither pen. Arc Knights and CXX in the T57s, those Clippers just behind. And F Silver and Boomagoo have now rotated round. We got Sleeping Lion now making a move on to Doha. Oh, he tries to get the shot in, but it doesn't work. Maddox and Bifrost are over there. The T22s are now rolling back round. Berlin is going to try and come up, but he's going to run into those Clippers and the T57s, and he does. T57s are there for a reason, just to prevent that. As you can see here, Sleeping Lion is pushing heavily onto Doha. Let's go and leave that battle. Bifrost comes in, and the C-cap is now being taken. Oh, Doha's in trouble here. The rest of GV now pushing down on towards the A-cap. Boom Magoo, Half Silver coming round. Look at the push into the A-cap here. They're trying to get Art Knights down. He is fully loaded though. No, he's not anymore. He's in danger here. Arc Knights is a one-shot. Down he goes. Arc Knights goes down, but so does Doha in the IS-4. Feast have got lots of caps. And there's a big battle going down here between Maddox, Sleeping Lion, Berlin in Barcelona. Can they focus one of these tanks? Down goes Doha. Moscow comes in, but slightly... down goes Maddox. Moscow comes in, but slightly too late. Maddox down, Arc Knights down, CXX down, but Professor is also down. Down goes down goes Sleeping Lion. Bifrost, but look at the points that Feast have got here. They're losing tanks, but they've got the points. Bifrost is now being pushed quite heavily. Berlin is going to be able to get a roll into that plate mode out. Barcelona's maybe looking at trying to put one up the tailpipe. Barcelona does. Down goes Bifrost. But look where Boom Magoo and F Silver are. They've run away to Cap D. They've got the points, but they don't have the hit points, and they don't have the tanks on the battlefield. They're very healthy, though. If they can stay out of the way and cap everything, but GV are now going around and capping out. Boomagoo is going to come up against Rome here. He puts a shot in, but look at the points. If they can take it, oh, Tokyo's there. In comes F Silver to help out. If they can take this cap, or even get down Tokyo, they have a chance of winning on points. Oh, Rome comes in to help out. Down goes Tokyo. Can they get rid of Rome? F Silver's going to go though, unless he bounces. Great shot there. Rome is going to go down, maybe, if they can get rid of Rome. Oh no, F Silver goes, but Rome goes. Boom Magoo has got to take out a tank. He has no choice. But now the points are favouring GV, and GV catch it just at the end. Wow, what an exciting game. Oof. You can see that. I mean, Boom Magoo did his best. So did F Silver, but they just could not finish that off. And GV running around, capping out, making sure the points went into their favour. So now we're going to swap those spawn points. Feast are now going to be on the south spawn, GV on the north. This is a best of 7, remember, so we've still got a long way to go. It's the first of 4 wins. GV is probably going to be readied at first. Just waiting for Professor, or is it going to be Feast? No, it's Feast. So we have Maddox in an IS-4, Arc Knights in an E5, Boon Magoo in an Object 140, Bifrost in an E5, F Silver in a 140, CX in an E5, and Sleeping Lion in an IS-4. Moving over to GV, we have Professor in a T22, Barcelona in an IS-4, Berlin in an IS-4, Doha in an IS-4, Moscow in an E5, Rome in a T22, and Tokyo in an E5. So, first blood goes to GV, but that was an exciting match, let's be honest with you. It is a tricky map. Yukon is a tricky map, especially for the Pro Tours. It's not the easiest of maps, but boy was that an exciting game, and we've got more of that to come. Now, wrong with Rabbit's Invasion, seriously. Ryan, I think who's HLV with? I can't remember who's streaming HLV. HLV, the first game is being done by the Chinese. Is it the Chinese guy? Xinjiang Gun. Followed by Wild Ones Halper, who's got the coin stream as well. Right. Here we go again. Feast against GV. Let's get up high into the back. And again, I think Feast are going to be looking for that A-cap area. This time, Boom Magoo and F Silver look like they're going to go with them. CXX and Bfrost are leading that charge. Moving over to GV, Professor in the T22, heading towards the waterfall again. Berlin and Rome capping out on B quickly, and the rest of the team heading towards the waterfall area. I've not seen that on this strap before. That's an interesting one. So the teams are equal on opposite sides of the map at the moment. D-cap is being taken by GV. That's an interesting one. So GV will get the cap points sooner than Feast. Bfrost there, just hunkering down a little bit. They know that GV are over the other side. GV now know that basically Feast have got to make the moves. But GV are rotating back towards their spawn. Barcelona just going to team up with Berlin. Berlin has been spotted. GV consolidating back towards their spawn. Oh no, they're not. Tokyo is going up to out with Moscow and Professor up high by the waterfall area. Feast are consolidating, wondering where they should push. Now, the D cap is covered quite nicely, and the B cap is probably the weakest cap for GV. But they can rotate Tokyo and Doha in. Either way, Maddox is leading a charge. They are heading towards that B cap area, trying to get the spots. Maddox out front. He's going to come up into Barcelona very quickly and be able to get a shot in here. Oh, big rolls into Barcelona. Barcelona's in trouble here. Barcelona's in serious trouble here. This is good stuff. Barcelona's not going to be much longer. Sleeping Lion may be able to get him down. Yes, he does. Now Berlin. And as you can see, the rest of GV rotating in there, trying to take out CXX. Arknight's Weedy coming in to protect CXX because Moscow can hit him there. Down goes Berlin. Down goes CXX. But this time, Feast are controlling this. Now pushing on Tokyo. Forgetting Doha. Tokyo is the target. Look at the Feast guys swarm around Tokyo here. Tokyo is not long for this game. He is absolutely swarmed upon. But down goes Arknights. F Silver's also gone. And it's Feast who've won that battle. Wow, that was fantastic stuff by both teams. Oof. So Feast level it up. Great stuff there by both teams. Like I said, it's a tricky map. It's not the easiest of maps, Yukon. And you can see there, Feast a bit more determined, very aggressive, taking the fight to GV and turning it over. We're now going to move to Dynasty's Pearl, another interesting map on the Pro Tour. This time we have Feast on the north spawn and GV on the south spawn. Just wait for the teams to ready up. There we go, GV are first off. So we have Professor in a T22, Barcelona in an IS4, Berlin in a mouse, Doha in a mouse, Moscow in a mouse, Rome in a mouse, and Tokyo in a mouse. 4 mouses. I wonder what strat they're going to employ. Moving over to Feast, we have Maddox in an IS4, BMW rotating in a mouse, Arknight Weedy in an IS4, Boon Magoo in a 215B, Bfrost in an IS4, F Silver in a T22, and CX in a mouse. That is a lot of hit points on the field for GV. And, well, they can be... Well, I can only assume they're going to go for the middle area, B cap. They could send them down to the C cap, I don't know. But with 4 mouses, that's looking like a BA strat. We'll soon see. But they're going to have a lot of hit points. I mean, there's what? 3, 6, 9, 12,000 hit points in 4 tanks alone. And then you've got the 2 IS-4s and the T-22. So it's 20-odd thousand hit points out on the battlefield there for GV. So it's going to be a tricky one. They've got, but the mouse is slow and cumbersome. Let's be honest. Oof. 19,759 hit points to 19,221 hit points. Wow. Anyway, let's go up into the back. Oh, he's got the glitch map. Yay! I love the glitch map. So we have got the T-22 of F Silver already making a move towards the C-cap. Moving over to see what GV are doing, because they're going to be slow coming out of their spawn with 4 mouses. Professor is heading towards C, trying to get those spots. He's got support from Tokyo and Barcelona, and the 4 mouses slowly lumbering towards the C and the B lanes. The IS-4 of Arknights, Weedy and CXX are going into the town along with BMW. F Silver got the spots, rotated out. Maddox and Bifrost in the IS-4s here, just holding this ridge line, which is not a bad idea. Looking for those mouses. A-cap is going to be taken by Feast. Arknights, Weedy dropping in there. The mouses of Rome and Berlin. Oh, that's a good shot there. BMW gets smacked around a bit though in his mouse. But they took a good shot into the mouse. He's going to drop into the B-cap. That's going to put Rome under a little bit of pressure. But look at the push here onto the 2 IS-4s by the rest of the team of GV. This could be dangerous for Maddox and Bifrost. Maddox getting smacked around quite a lot. He's trying to get out of there. All he can do, along with Bifrost, is inflict as much damage as possible and try to get to safety whilst the rest of the team comes round. Boone Magoo trying to put shots across. Down. No one's gone down yet though, but look, oh, Professor's gone down. I lie. Bifrost is still hanging on. Bifrost goes down, but boy, did he take some hit points with him from GV. Rome, Maddox goes down, trying to push onto the mouse. There's a lot of mouses here, but down goes Barcelona. Now they're going to push on Tokyo. He is a very low hit point tank. Arknights Weedy's coming in to help out. Down he goes. But there goes BMW as well. Those mouses really causing a lot of problems. I mean, all 4 of them. They're the only ones left. CXX doing a great block there. Hit point sharing. Trying to help out Boone Magoo. Wow. Down goes Doha. 1 mouse down. Maybe they can get another one. They're whittling them down slowly but surely, but also the mouses are whittling down. Down goes Boone Magoo. It's 3 tanks left, and Hef Silver is a 1-shot against 3. No, it's 2 against 2. An IS-4, can they get rid of Berlin? They have got the points on the board though. They've got the they've got the hit points as well. Everything's looking positive here for Feast. Maybe Berlin's going to go down. Feast of CXX. Yes, it does. There's just 1 mouse left, and it is Rome over here, the lone mouse. Feast done spectacularly well there against the mouse onslaught. Let's not be harsh to them. I mean, that was a tricky game, all those mouses. They've got the points. Rome is probably going to survive this. But it doesn't matter. I mean, both teams played exceptionally well. 4 mouses, though. Boy. Here comes CXX trying to take on Rome. Rome gets one shot. Oh, Arc Knight's Weedy gets him in the IS-4 just to seal the deal. Great stuff by Feast there. Really good stuff. I mean, 19,759 hit points dished out compared to the 16,536. 4 mouses. I mean, boy, that's a lot of moose. Now we're going to swap those spawn points this time. Feast on the south spawn, GV on the north. Looks like GV are not going to be changing their lineup. So it's going to be another 4 mouse bonanza, 2 IS4s and a T22. Waiting for Feast to sort themselves out though. Don't know yet. Yes, they are. There we go. I don't think there's much of a change in their lineup either. I think they're going to take the same meta. Oh no, Bifrost is dropped into an E5. Pretty sure Bifrost was in a IS4 last time. Doha still not readied up. He's in a mouse at the moment. He's still not ready. Now he is. There you go. So, no change realistically apart from Bifrost dropping into an E5 instead of the IS4. Aside from that, the teams are pretty much as they were in the last game. It's 2-1 currently to Feast. They are looking to get this one over and done with out the way, move on to the next game where they will be looking to therefore do this in 2 games. GV, however, do have the potential to spoil that party. So we're ready, they're ready, everybody's ready. Let's do this thing. So hit points, again, this time Feast to have a few hit points less, but not many. Let's get a bar into the back. Not too far at the back though, because there's a glitch on this map. So this time, Feast making a beeline for the C-cap area, led by F Silver. There he goes. Booyah. Looking at what GV are doing. Professor again going into the Centre Park area, trying to get those spots. He spots F Silver. The rest of the team, those 4 mouses basically, slowly lumbering their way towards C. There's going to be a peel off by Rome and probably Berlin. Nope. Yeah, they are going to peel off up into the B lane. Feast are just going to bunker down a little bit. Let the mouses, everybody do their bit. They're in no rush to push onto these 4 mouses. They want the weaker tanks, mainly the T22 and the IS4s. There's the IS4s, Tokyo and Barcelona. Wow. So, GV are pushing straight through onto BMW. Led by Doha. BMW is getting a bit of a smacking here. Haycap is going to be taken by Feast. Moscow comes in to help out with BMW. Boom Magoo is just behind, however. B-Cap is now being taken by Feast as well, but now BMW has 3 mice to deal with. We're just going to watch this, then we'll switch over. Maddox is losing out in his battle over there. Let's get over there quickly, because Maddox is really in trouble. Maddox goes down. BMW goes down. Tokyo goes down. Now they've got to focus these light tanks. Professor is next on the hit list. Bifrost, Arc Knights, and F Silver trying to get Professor out the game. He's a one shot. Oh, that's a bounce. Oh, F Silver gets a great shot in just before it goes down. So they've lost Professor, they've lost Tokyo. Now the mouses are trying to move on to Arc Knights. We've got Moscow coming in, Berlin coming in. The rest of them are toying with that's going to go down there. Which is going to come out. Barcelona is going to go down. But it's here, that's interesting. Boon Magoo is winning this battle. Down goes Doha. Barcelona's not going to be long for this world. If maybe the Arc Knights can get this one down and out. No, it's a bounce. Bifrost is going to come round and try and help out and get something into the rear deck. No, he doesn't need to. Boom Magoo still toying with Rome over here. And winning the battle at the moment. Let's move back. Down goes CXX in his mouse. Bifrost is very, very unhealthy here. Arknight's Weedy comes in and sort of blocks him a little bit. Doesn't help. Arknight is now alone against two mice. He needs to push onto Moscow. F Silver takes down Rome. So it's 2 against 3. But Arknight is in trouble here. He may be able to get another shot into Moscow. But he has got support coming in the form of F Silver and Boon Magoo. Boon Magoo or F Silver may be able to get Moscow here. Moscow goes down. Berlin's left. Arknight goes down. So F Silver and Boon Magoo, but they have got the points. 700 against 260. They don't really need to attack him. They know this. You can see that Boom Magoo and F Silver don't really need to go in there. They've capped C. The mouse is too slow to run around after them. Berlin is, well, there's only 200 points separating them now, separating Feast from the victory. Berlin really can't do much about it, to be perfectly honest with you. It's all over for Berlin and GV. Feast are going to dominate this. The 4-mouse strategy almost worked this time. Well, Boom Magoo over there toying with the 2 mice. I mean, boy, that is one hell of a game in a 215B. They were about to win this. There's nothing Berlin can do. He's now been spotted, but there's nothing he can do. He can drop into the B cap. It won't do anything for him. And it's all over. So, Feast go up again. Great stuff from Feast there. Dishing out quite a lot of damage. You can see Boom Magoo and Arknight's Weedy doing a lot of hard work there. Boom Magoo tackling those 2 mice over in the corner. Really, really fantastic stuff. We now move to Desert Stands. This could be the last game. It depends on Feast if they win it. If not, GV will take it to another round. We have Feast on the North Spawn and GV on the South Spawn. I'm expecting a lot of changes in the tanks. I don't expect 4 mice on this one. So, Feast have read it up first. We have Maddox in an IS4, BMW in an E5, Arknight's Weedy in an E5, Boon Magoo in a 140, Bifrost in the E5, F Silver in the 140, and CX in a Vickers Light. Moving over to GV, we have Professor in a T22, Barcelona in an IS4, Berlin in an IS4, Moscow in an E5, Rome in a T22 medium, and Tokyo in an E5. So we got about 30 seconds to go. This is always a nice map, Desert Sands. Do they go to the desert? Do you cap the C cap? Boon Magoo and F Silver and those 140s, that's probably going to be an A-strap. And with those E5s, they're good haul down in the desert. It's going to be an interesting one. There's 2 object 140s and a Vickers Light. That's a lot of mobility for Feast. They're only going to be up against 2 T22s. A lack of mobility for GV. The IS4s, there are 3 of them. I mean, I can't really see them going into the desert, but you never know. Stranger things have happened, let's be honest. So as you can see there, GV again just tipping the scales on the hit point pool. Well, let's get a eye into the back. And as expected, Feast are making a beeline into the desert. And so are the T22s, and so are the IS4s actually of Berlin and Doha. No, they're not. They're going down towards the centre. Professor is going to be spotted very quickly. Shots are going across. They sort of know where they're going to cross. Berlin and Barcelona going right through the middle of the map. And those IS4s. Good shot into Boom Magoo by Berlin there. So Feast now just trying to consolidate themselves. F Silver rotating round. They're going to try and deal with the IS4s, I think. CXX moving out there. Maddox rotating back a little bit. ACAP is going to be taken by GV. Bifrost getting a bit of a smack there, but look at F Silver here. F Silver's trying to get around the back and put shots into Barcelona. And he does, but now he's going to be pushed by Rome. But GV are pushing through the centre. Moscow and Doha pushing on BMW and Arc Knights. In fact, it's a bit of a brawl here. Bifrost, Maddox pushing down onto the IS4s. Barcelona surrounded. Arc Knights goes down, taken out by Doha. BMW and Bifrost getting hooked up on each other. Bit of a delay in communication, methinks. Rome is a one-shot. Bifrost may be able to take him. There he goes, down by Maddox. They push through, trying to get down, trying to get Moscow out of the game. Rest of the tanks have it's a big brawl onto the bridge. Boom Magoo is tussling with Professor. He's going to lose that fight over there. We're watching Maddox and Bifrost. Bifrost is a one-shot. There goes Bifrost. Professor goes down. Boom Magoo wins the battle. Down goes Maddox, though. Now Barcelona is being toyed with by CXX. Down he goes. Now they're going to push on BMW. All the heavies of GV pushing onto BMW in the E5. But he's going to have support. Berlin is a one-shot. It's 4 against 4. BMW, all he can do is his best here. Take as much hit points away as possible. Boom, BMW gets out of there. Object of 40 and F Silver comes around and gets smacked. Boom Magoo, BMW taking out Berlin. That is a great shot from there. But he is a one-shot now, and he's got Doha coming in. Doha takes him. Boom Magoo puts a nice shot in from across the map into Tokyo. CXX is trying to push, but CXX goes down. Tokyo's one shot. F Silver goes down. It's leaving Boom Magoo, who is on 20 hit points. He really can't do too much. Over here, you can try and snipe. Oh, what a shot! What a shot that was. Wowzers. Unbelievable shot. Good stuff there. Very aggressive play by GV, and it paid off. However, Feast almost managed to turn it. It's now 3-2. Back onto Desert Sands. GV on the north spawn, Feast on the south. Just waiting for Barcelona and Bifrost of the two respective teams to ready up. So, Feast have readied up first. Maddox in an E5. BMW in an E5. Arc Knights Weedy in an E5. Boon Magoo in a 140. Bifrost in an E5. F Silver in a T22. And CX in an Object 140. Dropping the Vickers this time. Moving over to GV. We're still waiting on Barcelona. But we have Professor in a T22. Berlin in an IS4. Doha in an IS4. Moscow in an E5. Rome in a T22. And Tokyo in an E5. Barcelona is potentially in an IS4, but we do not know yet. Yes, he is. There he goes. F Silver, however, may be changing his tank. No, he's staying in a T22. So, Feast could put this to bed here, but GV could take it to a decider. A lot to play for. So, 15 odd seconds to go before kick-off time. Final game or penultimate game? Wow, we don't know yet. And again, GV just tipping the scales on the hit point pool, but again, nothing much to write home about. It's about 1,000 hit points. Let's go to pie into the back. Now, this time we have Feast rotating towards the desert, except F Silver who's rotating the other way. Boone Magoo trying to get those early spots. He's going to see Professor, who is always aggressively spotting. Professor spotted up, and the rest of the team over there spotted up, so there may be some blind shots going across, although they won't be that blind. GV here doing pretty much the same strat, this time pushing heavily. Berlin gets a bit of a smacking though, so does Boone Magoo as he rotates backward. Rome in the T22, Professor leading the charge. Berlin right out front again. The rest of Feast just bunkering down a little bit, waiting for the onslaught. And the onslaught is going to go towards BMW by looks on it. BMW coming a cropper. He is pretty isolated. He has 4 tanks down here. And you can see CXX and Bfrost are going to come round and try and help out. They're going to try and focus on the T22s maybe. No, they're not. BMW is really in trouble. He's now a one-shot. Moscow's going to probably take him down. Down goes BMW, but Professor goes down. Rome is the next on the hit list. He's got 200 hit points. He's a one-shot. CXX may be able to take him. Down goes Arknight's Weedy though. Boone Magoo goes down. They need to focus the tanks to Feast. They're looking now at Moscow. Down goes Moscow. Now they can rotate onto Berlin. Although Maddox is having trouble there with the other tanks. If they can get rid of Berlin, they will then have the advantage to go over. Maddox goes down, however. Bfrost is now looking in serious trouble. Berlin goes down, but so does Bfrost. It's now 2 against 3. And the hit points are favouring GV. Object 140 and T22 against IS-4s and an E5. Down goes CXX. This is 1 for GV. They're going to take it to a decider. Poor F Silver. He's bouncing as much as he can, but he can't bounce everything forever. Barcelona's going to follow him round. F Silver's not long. There he goes. GV turn it around. Wowzers. Good stuff there from GV. Very aggressive play this time out in the middle of the desert, and it paid off yet again, taking it to a decider. The deciding match being Fort Despair. We are going to have Feast on the south spawn and GV on the north spawn here on Fort Despair. Going to see some changes to the meta, however, and you can already see that the mouses are being deployed by GV. Still got over a minute to go. Bfrost is offline currently. I'm hoping that's not a problem. I'm hoping he's going to come back very soon. Looks like GV are going to ready up first. We'll go through it, even though Berlin isn't ready. We have Professor in a T22, Barcelona in the IS-4, Berlin in a mouse, Doha in a mouse, Moscow in a mouse, Rome in an IS-4, and Tokyo in an IS-4. So, with the exception of Professor, GV are favouring heavies, and they've got those 3 mouse super heavies. So that's an interesting one. Looks like Bfrost could be having issues. Yes, he is. He's being rotated out in favour of Jackie Mark. So going over to Feast, we have Maddox in an IS-4, BMW in an IS-4, Arknight's Weedy in an IS-4, Boone Magoo this time in a 113, F Silver in the Vickers Light, Jackie Mark in an E5, and CX in a mouse. So this is winner takes it all. It's all even Stevens. GV fighting a comeback. They were down, but now they are brawling it to 3-all. They've got those 3 mouses. It's going to be another toughie for the guys from Feast to deal with all those mouses. However, we can see here, I mean, hit points, yeah, there's just over 1,500 hit points almost. Well, it's 12,000 hit points, 1,200 hit points. That's a lot of hit points, really. It's like having an extra tank on the battlefield. Well, let's get up high into the back and see what the plan of action is. So, we have Feast rotating towards the B A cap area. They're not even going to bother with C. Moving over to GV. Professor heading towards the C cap, maybe to cap, maybe to spot. No, he's going for the spots. The rest of the team heading towards that B A cap area. F Silver getting the spots in, shots coming across into him, but he does not get troubled. CX getting spotted as he rotates into his position. He's going to be just behind this bush here, which is a great place to side scrape off and to cover the B cap in a mouse. Now we've got Maddox again in a great little position here. Again, it's a good little spot, especially if you've got a tank like an IS-4, which is very difficult to pen its turret. There go the mouses of Moscow, Berlin, and Doha dropping into the B cap, but they're not stopping to cap it. They're pushing through, and they're going to push through onto Maddox to get shots in. I mean, when you've got this much hit, but Berlin is really taking a pasting here. They may be able to sort Berlin out. He's going down. He is now effectively a one-shot. But CXX, Berlin goes down. CXX is being pushed all the way back. He's got Professor and he's got Doha. But those are tanks out of the game at the moment, pushing on him. This is allowing Maddox and F Silver to push onto Barcelona. Ignore the two mice. CXX is still in there, bless him. But Moscow's retreat is rotated back round to about. Down goes CXX. But over on this side of the map, we're just going to look at this as well because we got Tokyo who's about to go down. Artnox really should be able to take him here. Yes, he does. Now they can focus on to Rome. Maddox, however, has gone down. Those mouses rotating back in. So they need to focus on this IS-4 here. Rome is in trouble. He's got 3 on him. BMW is being protected by Arc Knights. Rome is trying to get there, and he does get there. Down goes Arc Knights. It's 4 against 4, but the hit points are favouring Feast, not GV on this map. Boone Magoo, he's the target for Rome because he is the easiest to pen. Arc Knights really may be able to put a great shot in. He's got Doha coming up in the mouse, but they may be able to get rid of. Down goes F Silver in the Vickers. Can they get rid of Rome before that mouse gets there to put some damage in? Yes, they do. Now they can turn their attention to the mouse of Doha. But I'm going to have a look at Jackie Mark and see what he's doing. Boom Magoo, down and out. It's 2 on 2. Jackie Mark is in a nice, healthy position. He's going to try and help out Art Knight Weedy down here, who's toying with Doha. He is coming in. He's got the speed to do it. He's got the speed to get round him as well. Great shot by Jackie Mark. Now Doha's in trouble. Okay, he has got Moscow coming in to help, but they'll be able to get rid of Doha before Moscow can really inflict much damage. Great bounce by Jackie Mark. Can he get him? Yes, he can. Now it's Moscow all alone. He's only on 600 hit points. This is going to be a victory for Feast, me feels. That's a good shot, but down he goes. And Feast snap the victory. Wow, what an exciting match. Absolutely fantastic. Really, really good stuff by both teams. Very exciting stuff. Loved every minute of that. So, well done, Feast and GV. But Feast, congratulations to you. You win that one. And GV, almost there. Almost there. Really gave Feast a tough time. Oh, got a message. Hello, War Machine. How are you doing? So, let's see if we've got anything else happening. Let's find out. So, Feast so far. Oh, that's going to hurt GV because they had 1-2. So Feast have 1-3 now. GV 2. ID, I don't know how they're doing. ID, they've just beaten Boone. So ID have also They've only got 2 though, because HLV beat them. Wowzers. Low have got a game. Who did they? Low beating HLV. They're still playing, however, at the moment against RN. What about Cats? Cats going down to HLV. Oof, that's going to be disappointing for Cats, but nice for HLV. So we'll come back to that in a moment. Oh, no, we won't. We'll go back to that now because I need to know the time for the next match. Yeah, I'm like that. So we're up with Feast against ID next, and that's in about 20 minutes. So we got time for some replays. And time for me to go and get a coffee, actually. So let's have a look at Hatsu here on the Asian server in his IS. Excuse me, enjoy this replay while I go and get a coffee. Stocked up with fresh coffee and I'll be back. How's everybody doing? Oh, God, I'm still getting over those games. They were so exciting. Really, really exciting. Really exciting indeed. I mean, I loved every minute of that. GV and Feast, 2 really good teams. I mean, number 1 and number 2 at the moment on the list. But wow. Feast showing their dominance again. I mean, it would be nice if I could get to like 4K today, sub-wise. I mean, I was only 7 away this morning, so it might be nice if I could do that. It would certainly make my day. What time is it for me? It's... Don't forget, guys, I mean, you don't have to, but if you could press like, it'd be very appreciative. But yeah, I mean, I'm hoping to hit 4K today. It would be very nice. That's a great game in the IS. Absolutely fantastic. Well done, Hatsu. Really, really nicely done. This, lob it off. That's what you need. You need one of those. Details here. Missed a couple of shots, but really well done. Fantastic stuff. So who else we got? Let's have a look. Who else we have? Because I've got a lot here. Sharma. Yeah, let's have a look at Sharma. In the T-57 Heavy. Obviously plays for Feast. He's going out with Phantom Regulus. Actually, apparently I'm 8 away. Don't know why I'm 8 away. Runak, what do you need? Shout out. You want me to shout you out? Hello, Runak. How are you doing? There you go. Can't shout much louder than that. The neighbours are complaining. The T-57 Heavy is such a nice tank, but it is tricky to play. Let's not beat around the bush here. It's very tricky to play. But it is a nice tank. Some people say it's better than the AMX 50B. I don't know though. I mean, okay, it's got a faster reload, but I don't know. I don't know. I think the 50B just tips that scale, but I'm not 100% sure. So we got about 15 minutes to go for the actual matches, which means we have 10 minutes to go before we get the invite to the room, and it is match 4 ID against Feast. Oh, the cough is nice, sticky stick, I'm telling you. You're not going to hear that for another 5 minutes, though. So tomorrow, guys, just so you're all in the picture, the update will be hitting, that's 7.3, and that will bring you the new Swedish lines. So I am planning on doing a live stream tomorrow on both Asia and EU, showcasing those tanks. So feel free to join me. What a great game. Yeah, nah. So that's a great game. All right, he's a great player. Let's not kid around the bush. So, who else have we got? Vegemite, you sent me something earlier. Where are you? There he is. Do we want to look at the Sentinel or do we want to look at the VK? Let's have a look at the VK28. I like the VK28. This is Vegemite, by the way, who's in the chat. I believe on the NA server. Any tips on playing the Smasher? Yeah, load a lot of HE. Simple as that. That's the only tip you need in a Smasher. I'll tell you what, I'll show you a Smasher game after this. Hello KV2. Have a bit of a smacking. Bye bye. Thanks, Smashy Smash Smash. Smashy Smash, Sticky Stick Stick, sorry. Thanks a lot, mate. I love this tank, the VK28. I think it's beautiful. A really fun tank to play. Nicely done, Aussie tank. Great mastery. 54,000 credits. You're OP, dude. Okay, let's find a Smasher replay. Inaman sent me one. Let's have a look. Here you go. Smasher. Just watch Inaman. It's basically point and shoot. Well, at the moment, I have no idea what coffee I'm drinking. I just stuck it in the percolator. That was it. It's strong. That's all I know. I think this is Costa Rican. See? Point and shoot. That's all you need to do. Not a thinking person's tank is the Smasher. Trust me. Seriously, point and shoot. And as you can see what Innerman's doing. Load HE, point and shoot. It's pretty straightforward stuff, guys. See? Point and shot. Pretty easy stuff. And Tiger now is going to get a bit of a smacking. No, he's not. He only bounced him. However, he's not going to bounce him this time. Watch. Nice. It can be. The Object 252 can be, yes. I mean, he's looking for Scorpion G. Bang! Goodbye, Scorp G. That's what happens when a Scorpion G, a soft target, meets a Smasher with a HE round. Action X, take some AP. There you go. Oh, it's like, come here, you. Hello, P4. There you are, look. Take this, Pantera. What a great game that was. 4,676 damage, killed 3. That is the Smasher. Now we should have a room. Yes, we do. With ID. Are there. And Feast are here. There we go. So we are going out on Normandy. So we've already got Feast readied up. They are on the north spawn with ID on the south spawn. We have Maddox in a 215B, BMW in an E5, Arknights, Wheelie in a 215B, Boone Magoo in a 140, F Silver in a T22, Jackie Mark in an E5, and CX in a 140. Moving over to ID, we have Campon in a T22, Active Duty in an IS4, Game in a T22, Lamy in a 268, Prelica in an IS4, Radioactive in an E5, and IDS in an E5. And Linked and Van Persie. Hello, Van Persie, you were in the chat earlier. Hello. On the bench. But ready up in their IS4s and Super Conqueror. Super Conqueror, you're flexing a little bit there, Van Persie. And why not? So this is the last round for today. Here in the Blitz Cup qualifiers for Asia. Both teams are very good teams. We've already seen Feast. We know how tasty they can be. A tasty feast, you may say. ID, however, well, they've always been a good team. They've not shone as much as they should so far in this tour. They have some fantastic players, and they are really, really capable of being able to give Feast a bit of a smacking. But as I said, we've not seen the best of ID in this tour as of yet. And that is what we are hoping to see today. ID turning it up a notch. So we've got just under 2 minutes to go. Normandy's always a nice map, tricky map, with those 4 bases. Maddox just rotating into an E5, and Jackie Mark going into the 215B this time. So just changing around there. But it can be a tricky map. You tend to have a lot of action around by the windmill type area. And when you've got hull down tanks like the E5s and the 215Bs, that's hardly surprising. As you can see, ID are going with 2 IS4s, but they've got the 268, which is going to be able to sit at the back where they're spawning and put a lot of pain across. Something to be mindful of. However, we've got just over half a minute to go before kick-off. This is tour number 4 here on the Asia server for the Blitz Cup qualifiers. It's been a great season, a great series so far. Feast have dominated. But that can all change. It's the waiting that kills. Yeah, it's almost over. Here we go. The countdown has begun. So, let's have a look at their points. Hit points, not much in it really. ID got a slight advantage, but that's because of the IS4s. But let's get up high into the back and let's see. So already we have the IS4s making a move towards that C-cap area. Lanny in the 268 is going to go high by the farmhouse, and the rest of the team are heading towards the ridge. Feast, on the other hand, they already got towards the ridge. Boone Magoo and F Silver being spotted, putting shots in towards Campon. They've now got support from Maddox and BMW and Arknights Weedy and Mark. Jackie Mark. Campon, he is the focus. Why? Because he's such a good player. BMW pushing onto him very big. Oh, Campon's in trouble here. Down goes Campon. That's always a benefit for teams facing ID. Campon is such a good player. Now IDS is trying to push down onto Arknights Weedy and Jackie Mark, but the push is continuing onto Radioactive. Radioactive being caught short here. F Silver, however, in the T22 struggling to do much damage, but CXX and the 140 is coming around to help out. Radioactive in trouble, but getting back over to here because Arknight Weedy's in serious trouble. He's being pushed by Game in active duty. He's now a one-shot. Game maybe have to take him. No, he doesn't. IDS does. Now Jackie Mark. Jackie Mark, all he can do is do as much pain as possible. 3 tanks being taken down there. Preliminaries is looking like he may be a focus. No, he's not. Jackie Mark goes down. They haven't found the 268. Yes, they have. There he is. There is Lanny. Boone Magoo is going to try and get round the back of him. Boone Magoo bounces Lanny, but he's going to be able to get round the back here. Yes, he does. Lanny's now in trouble. Serious trouble. Lanny's going to go. Radioactive has gone down in the E5. Down goes Lanny. Down goes BMW. So we've just got all down goes IDS there. GM is fighting over here with CXX, and CXX is now looking very worse for wear against GM. Just have a look at this back. Oh, that's a great shot from F Silver from across the map. Game is now a one-shot. F Silver and CXX doing some great stuff there. Active Duty and Preliminaries left. Very healthy tank, so Active Duty is pushing down on F Silver. He's not going to get there. F Silver is far too quick for that battle. Preliminaries now in trouble. Boone Magoo again in his Object 140 circling around Preliminaries, giving him a tough time indeed. Preliminaries is going to go down here. Yes, he does. He tries to beat, Active Duty came in to try and help out, but it was too little too late, unfortunately, with Boom Magoo in that Object 140. Active Duty is the last man standing, but you can see Feast only just have a marginal advantage hit point wise, mainly because F Silver and CXX are both one-shots. Boom Magoo has got all the hit points left. But doesn't matter, Boom Magoo takes it. Wowzers. Great stuff, really, really exciting stuff there. Great stuff by Feast, taking down Campon straight off the bat there. He is such an important player for ID. Boom Magoo taking all 5 kills there and dishing out just shy of 4,000 damage. Hard work in the 140 there being placed out by Boom Magoo. Now we're going to switch those spawn points this time. We have ID on the north and Feast on the south. Feast are going to be ready up first, I think, with Maddox and an E5. Oh, no, they're not. They're changing all the meta. So I'll scrub that. Forget it. No point talking about it. It's going to be ID readying up first at this stage. So we have Campon in an E5, Active Duty in an E100, Gayem in an E100, Lanny in an IS4, Preliminaries in an IS4, Radioactive in an E5, and IDS in an E100. 3 E100s. Wow, that's an interesting meta choice. I'm going to be interested to see how that is going to work. Moving across to Feast, we have Maddox in an E5, BMW in an E5, Boom Magoo in a 140 again, F Silver in the T22, Jackie Mark in the 215B, and CX in the 140. Arknight's Weedy is currently sat in a 215B, but he's yet to ready up. And there we go, Arknight's Weedy is in a 215B. So, not really that much of a change to the meta for Feast, but a big change for ID. What with those E100s coming in, all 3 of them. That is going to make Feast focus a little bit. Slightly faster than the mouse, longer reload, but boy do they dish out some pain. So this time ID got a substantial hit point advantage, almost 4,000 additional hit points. That is almost akin to 2 extra tanks on the battlefield for them. However, they lose mobility for that, whereas Feast has got a lot of mobility. So already if we go up high, we can see what's going down here. They are making a move towards the north of the map, towards the decap area. We've got CXX here coming down, trying to get those spots, with the rest of Feast coming through the centre. Shots going in already onto Gayem, because they are very slow. Radioactive coming down though, he's going to be tussling with Jackie Mark. Gayem really getting pummeled over here, because he's slow up the hill in that T100. So cap points are not being taken by either team at this moment in time, although at the moment, First Blood definitely is going to Feast, although Jackie Mark gets a bit of a blooded nose there. But Radioactive gets one as well from Arknight's Weedy. You can see that BMW Maddox are trying to rotate in. The mediums are trying to get round the flank of Feast. Oh, that's a big shot. Excuse me, poor old Gayem. Jackie Mark is a one-shot, but poor old Gayem is really getting put. Now Lanny pushes in, trying to push down onto Jackie Mark. Down goes Jackie Mark to Gayem. Now Arknight's Weedy is the next focus of attention. Down he goes to Lanny. 2 tanks down already for Feast. They're trying to push onto Campon. Oh no, Radioactive here is in danger. Maybe F Silver can get him, but Radioactive manages to take out BMW before he goes down. Feast are on the back foot. The E100s have worked. Boom Magoo manages to take out Gayem, however. But 3 down and 2 down. Make that 4 down. There goes Maddox. F Silver object The objects in the T22 are the last one standing. Well, they were. There goes F Silver. Lanny here, pushing down on Boom Magoo, trying to get rid of him. Boom Magoo rammed, then smacked. He's going to be jumped on. No, rammed to oblivion, basically. Poor CXX as the last man standing. There's nothing he can do, even with his skill. There's a lot of hit points still out there. I mean, they had a massive hit point pool of an additional 4,000 HP. Poor old CXX here, running around, gets done by the E100 of IDS, and Team ID bring it back, leveling the scores. I mean, that's a huge amount of hit points. I mean, they only got through half of it, did Feast. And only just, well, in fact, they didn't even get through half of it. And you can see those E100s, 3 of them. I mean, that's a lot of HP, guys. Great stuff by ID, leveling the scores, even Stevens, and we now switch to Mayan Ruins. This time we have ID on the south spawn, Feast on the north spawn here on Mayan Ruins. Again, another tricky map. It's an interesting one, but it is tricky. And it looks like ID is sticking with their E100s. 4 of them this time. Campon's jumping into one, Game is still in one, Lan is jumped into one, IDS is in one still, Radioactive in an E5, and Active Duty in an E5. So again, a lot of HP out there to contend with. That is going to really focus the minds of Feast. Just waiting for Feast here to pick their meta. At the moment we have Maddox in an IS4, BMW in a Mouse, Arknights Weedy in an IS4, Boone Magoo in an E3, that's an interesting call, F Silver in a T22, Jackie Mark in an IS4, and CX in a Mouse. So it's not like Feast are not also taking out a lot of HP. And with that E3 there, that's a lot of derp. This is going to be a bit brawly, methinks. Neither team, well, I say neither team, I mean, we've got F Silver in the T22. He's going to be happy seeing that lineup because he can run around the map like a crazy thing, capping everything. Hit points, well, the gap's a little bit narrower this time. It's only 1,000 and something. It's still a lot, but it's not as much as the 4,000 they just faced. Poor old Feast. But ID do have that advantage again. And as you can see, ID, apart from Preliminaries, which spawned all the way down there, heading towards the middle area. If Silver is going to try and get some spots here, going up to the ramp, he anticipates where they're going to be. The rest of the team are heading to the middle and the A-cap area. Arknights Weed is coming in to help F Silver. F Silver is desperately trying to get those spots. He himself has been spotted. He spotted Campon, he spotted Gayem. Didn't spot Active Duty or Radioactive, however. Now he has. Though that was Arknights Weed who spotted him. So Feast generally know where they are now. Hence the reason why CXX and BMW are pushing in their mouses. However, so Lanny is now spotted, so is CXX. Shots are going in. CXX doesn't bounce, but it was a low roll. I think that was either Heat or HE. Probably Heat, actually, from Lanny. Campon. So first blood is going to Feast, although Maddox and CXX have been smacked a little bit, but not much. Gayem just got a big smacking there. That's because the E3 of Boom Magoo is sat there and you can see him. Gayem here really in trouble, but look at this for a push already by ID. Very aggressive into mouses of BMW and CXX. Gayem is looking decidedly low though. They're not really getting contained here. Radioactive is trying to push down onto Boom Magoo. Gayem is a one-shot. Gayem goes down, but so does Jackie Mark. Get it over here. Stuck on a bloody building. Maddox is in trouble, but he's got Arnox Weedies coming in. Ah, too late. Maddox goes down. Again, these E100s are really giving Feast a hard time. Boom Magoo is just about to ready up. Great shot in there by Art Knight Swede into Radioactive. Is Boom Magoo going to be able to do anything? Yes, he puts a big roll into Radioactive. Porelica's gone down. Art Knight Swede getting between the E5 and the E100. Moving back up here. BMW takes out Radioactive. CXX and BMW here against IDS. BMW is a one shot. Down goes Arc Knight Weedy. Boon Magoo, however, taking out Campon. Back over here, look at this. Lanny in active duty trying to push down onto F Silver. F Silver going into our IDS. IDS is in a bit of trouble here. He's side on to Boon Magoo. Boon Magoo will load. Boon Magoo puts a massive roll into IDS. IDS goes down. Just Lanny in active duty left. Active duty is a one shot. F Silver's looking to try and get the shot into the back. Great stuff by Feast. Again, important work by Boon Magoo. Down goes CXX, but it doesn't matter. Lanny is the last man standing. And F Silver may be able to get round here. Boon Magoo again putting a good roll in and taking out Lanny. Excellent stuff. However, you can see there, Boom Magoo, 5,000 damage. I mean, that's just massive. He played a massive role there. Huge support tank. Brilliant positioning and well played indeed. This time, I mean, Lanny played well. Don't get me wrong, ID played exceptionally well, but they just were no match this time for Feast, who took the advantage of the E100s and basically said, no, we're not having that. Now we're going to switch those spawn points this time. It will be ID on the south and Feast on the north. We're probably going to see some meta changes. Don't know yet. Yes, we are. Campon staying in E100. Active Duty in an E5. Gare in an E100. Preliminaries in an E100. Radioactive in an E5. And IDS in a mouse. And Lanny staying in the E100. Moving over to Feast. Maddox in the IS4. BMW in a mouse now. No, he was in a mouse last time. I'm talking about. Arc Knights in the IS4, Boom Magoo in the E3 again, F Silver T22, Jackie Mark in the IS4, and CX in a mouse. So, no change in the meta, realistically, for Feast. Feast are 2-1 up at the moment. This time, there are 4 mouses, there are 4 E100s and 1 mouse, although IDS is contemplating that move. And he decides to go into an E100. That makes it 5. 5 E100s against... Wow, I mean, that is a lot of E100s. They've got 2 E5s just for the token, you know, to show that they have other tanks. This is a lot of HP out there. There's a lot of dirt, but they are slow. And they can be easily penned on the right positions. They're not invincible as you just saw, but let's have a look at the hit point pool. Oh, it's not much. It's only 1,000 realistically. So again, Feast would be happy with that. It's not the 4,000 we saw in Normandy, but that's a lot of E100s, guys. 5 of them. Let's get up high and see where these cumbersome beasts are going. Well, Preliminaries and Lanny spawn at the bottom. They've got a long way to go. The E5's Radioactive and Active Duty are going to head for the centre. The E100s are going to head for the ACAP type area. Moving over to have a look what Feast are doing. Well, F Silver is going to the middle again, trying to get those caps. Arc Knight Weedy is going to go with him. The mouses, BMW and CXX, are coming up to cover that area. Maddox is going over to out with Arc Knights. And lonely at the back there is Jackie Mark, but not as far back as Boom Magoo in the E3. So shots going in already into Radioactive and Arc Knight Weedy. The E100s are probably going to drop towards that ACAP. You can see them over there. That's Gayam, Campon and IDS. That's going to be a bit of a brawl with the mouses. Nothing much going down here, so let's get over here, see what they're doing. So they're just waiting at the moment. Feast are not taking any unnecessary risks here. They need those mouses, and they need to drag the E100s round onto this tank down here. Boone Magoo, that is what he's waiting for. He is waiting for Jackie Mark to spot things up so he can really pile on the pain. And he does. There he goes. Jackie Mark is spotted up. Camp on. And there we have it. 457 from Boone Magoo straight into Camp on. But now they know where Boone Magoo is and they try and return fire. The E100s of Preliminaries, IDS and Lanny pushing on the mouses of CXX and BMW. Radioactive is going to come in and rotate to help. The rest of Feast over there, Maddox, F Silver and Arc Knights are looking after poor old Active Duty who's in a world of pain. IDS is going to try and push on to Boone Magoo. Boone Magoo with a big roll. They're all pushing on to poor old Boone Magoo because he is so dangerous. Down goes Active Duty. Jackie Mark is in trouble here. He can't really do much. He gets as many shots as he can in. Down goes IDS. Jackie Mark doing as much as he can. He's just holding back. Camp on is now one shot. Boone Magoo is about to go down. He is also a one shot, but he gets a big roll into Radioactive before he does. Jackie Mark down. Boone Magoo down. Camp on is a one shot. Radioactive in the E5. Trying to get shots into BMW, and he does. Arc Knight Tweedy is going to come round, though, and try and put some shots into the side. Oh, and down goes Camp on to F Silver in the T22. Arc Knight Tweedy is going to come up behind. Gayam tries to stop that, and he does, but now Gayam is going to get one up the back. No, they want Radioactive. Down goes BMW in the mouse. Gets the shot into Radioactive. Maddox is now aiming for Radioactive. CXX there doing his job as the mouse. Radioactive could go down here if Maddox can load up quickly. Down he goes. Now it's just Gayem and Lanny left. Arc Knight's Weedy and F Silver toying with Gayem here in the E100. Lanny is almost full health. Maddox gets a good shot into Gayem. Gayem goes down. Lanny is the last man standing again. The E100's not paying off. You can see poor old Lanny here. He's got Maddox on his one side, F Silver and Arc Knights also there. Lanny's about to go down by Maddox, I believe. No, Arc Knight steals the show. And there we have it. Great stuff there by Feast, really countering those E100s. They're able to get some great stuff round, and this time Boone Magoo not so much damage dished out, but boy, he's an important guy, and you can see the whole of ID made a beeline for him. Unsurprisingly, we now move penultimate last game or not? We don't know yet. Could be the penultimate. Sorry, the last game. We're on New Bay with ID on the North Spawn and Feast on the South. ID. Wow, they're sticking with those E100s, 4 of them. Bringing in Radioactive in a 215B, Active Duty in an E5, and Camp on in an E5. Feast, we have Maddox in an IS4, BMW in a mouse, Arc Knight Weedy in an IS4, Boone Magoo in an IS4, F Silver in an IS4, Jackie Mark in a mouse, and CX in a mouse. Although that may all change, because they're changing. So let's go through it all again. No change on ID. Maddox IS4, BMW mouse, Arc Knight Weedy IS4, Boone Magoo IS4, F Silver IS4, Jackie Mark a mouse, and CX mouse. Again, oh no, staying in his E100. So again, it's a lot of HP out there. 3 mouses, 4 E100s. Oof. They do like their heavy meta here on Asia. Not a single fast tank amongst any of the Feast team. IS4s and mouses all the way. This may be slightly brawly, but there's nothing wrong with that. We like a good brawl. Hit points, wow, Feast with those mouses just tip it over the 20,000 mark. And ID on 19,200. So for once, Feast have the HP advantage, albeit marginally. Let's get up, potentially, maybe, for the last time. And unsurprisingly, there's a glitch. Always a glitch on this map when you go too high. So Active Duty and Campon in the E5s are going to go down the ramps. IDS and GAM are going to go with them. We're going to move over and see what Feast are doing, because they've got a lot of slow, cumbersome tanks. BMW is just going to take the corner by looks on it here. C-Cap is going to be taken by the IS-4s. In come CXX right behind. Boom Magoo trying to get up there to try and get those spots. GAM is seen. They're trying to get shots across into B, thinking that there might be something there, but there's not. GAM has now been spotted. So we can see here that ID are stacking up. Oh, good shot into Lanny there by CXX. GAM pushing round. He gets tracked. No, he doesn't get tracked. He gets shot, though, by Boom Magoo, but he doesn't pen. You can see the E5's Active Duty and Campon on the ridges. IDS is trying to move round. Trying to get shots down this route here. Preliminaries going to join in. He has the E5s just behind them to get those shots down there as well. They've all been spotted now. So the mouse is going to get smacked as BMW goes across. The E100s and the E5s put it in. CXX is next on the list. BMW is in a bit of problems here. He can face off. F Silver comes in. He gets a big smacking as well from IDS. BMW is in a world of pain. He has got support though. Arc Knight's Boom, but he goes down. Boom Magoo coming in, probably trying to take on GAM. But there's a rotation here. Campon and IDS rotating back. GAM is a one-shot. Nobody can get a hold of him though. Now Arc Knight, there he goes. GAM is down. But Boom Magoo is being pushed. Arc Knight's Weedy is in trouble here. Down he goes. Now Boom Magoo is being chased down by Radioactive in Active Duty. We're going to stay with this for the moment. Boom Magoo getting a good shot in, but he's not looking healthy. Now we're back over here. Lanny is now a one-shot. F Silver bounces. Jackie Mark won't though. There he goes. Now they're pushing on to Maddox in the IS-4. He's trying to get on shots into Preliminaries, which he does. It's even Stevens, guns on the battlefield, but the hit points are favouring ID now. Maddox is about to go. Down he goes. But Preliminaries is a one-shot. F Silver is gone down to out Boom Magoo with Radioactive. And they're winning this battle. Boom Magoo is still alive. F Silver is trying to help out. Great shot by F Silver. Radioactive is in a world of pain. Preliminaries goes down. Radioactive is now a one-shot. There he goes. Active Duty, Campon, all coming down to take down Boom Magoo. Boom Magoo goes. Now F Silver is going to be the one being pushed. F Silver desperately trying to get out of there. Gets a good shot to Campon, but it's not going to work. F Silver is going to go here. I hate this map for that. Down goes F Silver. E100 of IDS though being pushed by CXX in the mouse. Gets a good shot into CXX, but doesn't really face CXX with this hit point. Down goes IDS, so it's 2-on-2. Jackie Mark in the mouse here, trying to push down onto Active Duty. Active Duty pushing onto CXX. Jackie Mark gets a good shot into Active Duty. CXX bounces. CXX goes down. Jackie Mark is the last man standing for Feast. He's got Campon behind him. Active Duty in front of him. Feast do have the points, but it's not enough. We're not going to go high because there's no point. We keep getting stuck on the blooming over rails. Jackie Mark here is in trouble. He doesn't bounce Active Duty. He's got Campon behind him. Campon is going to be... They're going to be able to take this ID. Jackie Mark is in a world of pain. I mean, Campon is unbelievably healthy. If he can get out Active Duty, he may have a chance. But a marginal one at that. And there it's over. So, ID bring one back. Feast not able to put it to bed during that game. Great stuff from ID. Really hard work. Campon doing a massive job. Great strat, by the way, sticking those E5s on the bridge, on the ridges there. So as soon as the big tanks came across, they got smacked. And boy, did they get smacked. So, switching on the spawn points, it's still 3-2 to Feast. This time, ID on the south spawn, Feast on the north spawn. Just waiting for the teams to ready up. They've still got over a minute, so plenty of time. So, Feast have readied up first. We have Maddox in the IS-4, BMW in the mouse, Arknight Sweetie in the IS-4, Boon Magoo in the IS-4, F Silver in the IS-4, Jackie Mark in the mouse, and CXX in the mouse. So, not really a change to the lineup of Feast. Moving over to ID, we have Campon in the E5, Active Duty in the E5, Game in an IS-4, Lanny in an IS-4, Preliminaries in a mouse, Radioactive in the IS-7, and IDS in a mouse. So big changes there for ID, dropping those E100s, bringing in more IS4s, an IS7 and 2 Mooses. Penultimate game or last game? Well, difficult to say. ID could take this to a decider. Ooh. So, looking at the hit points, Feast again with their plus 20,000, just tipping the scales in favour of themselves again, this time by about just over 1,000 hit points additional. Didn't help them last game though, to be fair. So, let's get up high, but not too high because there's a glitch. You can see here, again, Campon heading towards that ramp, but so is the IS-4s of Lanny and Gayam, and along with Active Duty, Radioactive just behind Campon there in the IS-7 with the 2 Mouses heading towards this area down here so they can get shots across down that lane. Boom Magoo is going to drop straight into the B-cap. Arknight Sweetie is going to take a good position there. Jackie Mark just behind him in the mouse. Maddox again just behind Arknight Sweetie. CXX is spotted. He needs to get into a good position. BMW is just behind him and F Silver is just behind him. Radioactive, however, very far forward there in the IS-7. Shots going into IDS this time in the mouse. They were there on this lane, but it's not worked out for them this time. CXX getting a bit of a bloody nose, and a very bloody nose at that. 800 into him. Now another 300. He's being focused heavily because he's out there now. Can't get past these damn bridges. So you can see there, Radioactive now being pushed by the IS-4s of F Silver and Maddox. They can see the danger here of the Active Duty, which is why they're moving up. These guys did a lot of damage in the last game in the E5s. This time Maddox and F Silver taking no chances with it, and they are going to push them. The Mouses are now pushing on the other Mouses though, so we got a mouse push down here. They're trying to get IDS out the game. IDS is in trouble. 3 Mouses, BMW, oh no, CXX peels off. Jackie Mark and BMW, however, giving IDS a real hard time. Lost half his hit points, but that's going to be a long battle. Now, IS-7 is coming. Maddox is in trouble. Maddox is a one-shot. They tried to take out, but there was a rotation by the whole of the ID team to help out with those E5s. Down goes Maddox. Campon is now a one-shot. Can they get? Can Arknights? No, they lose Boon Magoo. Campon goes down, but they are losing tanks. Active Duty is very low. The F Silver here is in a world of pain. He's got Pro Relica in the mouse chasing him down. He's about to go down here. Down he goes. Feast of 3 tanks down now. Gayam is now being pushed heavily by Arknights and Jackie Mark. Down he goes by CXX. Great shot by CXX. Excuse me. IDS and BMW still playing with each other down here in their mouses, but all the action is up top. They're now trying to tuck down. Oh, look at this. They're trying to put... Jackie Mark is trying to put his tank in the way to stop the shots going into Arknight Tweedy. They're trying to get shots into Lanny in the IS-4 or Radioactive. IDS is on 10 hit points down there with BMW. IDS goes down. Radioactive is now... He's a one-shot realistically. Preliminaries is very healthy, but Radioactive has got to be their focus of attention. Ooh, CXX goes down. It's 2 on 2. Down goes Radioactive. Great shot there by Arknight. Preliminaries is the last man standing. He is in a mouse. He's got Jackie Mark right up against him. BMW and Arknight are coming up. They're very low though. Jackie Mark isn't. Let's go over and see it from his point of view. Preliminaries here being whittled down by Jackie Mark. You would have to say that Feast should have this. They've got the hit points. They've got the actual base points. And they've got the guns on the battlefield. Preliminaries is in a world of pain. This is going to be one for Feast. Preliminaries is now a one-shot. Jackie Mark should be able to finish him off. And it's all over. Feast, triumph on the day. Wowzers. Great stuff there by Feast. Really good game, really exciting stuff. Bit brawly, but that's what we expected. Let's not beat around the bush. Oops. There we go. We did that out of the way. So, it's all over. Oof. What an exciting tour today. Congratulations to Feast. Really good games though by both GV and ID. Really, really exciting stuff. Couldn't have asked for better games than this. Feast will therefore top the group at the moment with 4 straight wins. It looks like GV have just won one of their matches. Yep, they've just beaten Low 4-0. HLV may have won as well. HLV turning over RN 4-1. So HLV having a good tour as well. ID we saw lost. Low is lost. So it's Boone and Cats, I believe, is the other team still out there. Yeah, Boone and Cats are still playing. Let me see if our good friend Wild Vuns Helper is talking yet. Yes, he is. So let me just come out of here. Let me drop the noise, because you don't want to hear tank noises whilst we're chatting away, as you do. Let me open Discord. Let me see if I can get hold of Wild Vuns Helper. There he is. He's been doing the coin stream today. So.
Okay, go. Live streaming. Oh, sorry. I was. You don't mind me analyzing for 4 minutes.
Now you carry on, mate. So we'll join Matt. We'll join Wild One Helper in a moment. He's just analysing. He does that a lot. He's a bit of an he likes analysing. Let's put it that way.
This is a very interesting call from get me. So Trent's gonna push forward. Very interesting call. I think it was because you have this kind of obstacle to kind of shield you against, and then Chimpanzee will be able to do anything from there. Meanwhile, RN T20 is coming to get some information. It's real about the E5 there to kind of stay healthy, and maybe RN can do something about that.
3 subs away from 4,000. That's nice.
This is a really good call. So what no can be in trouble. And that could mean HLV needs to be pretty careful about that. Hit points are very neck as well.
Wow, we just saw some fantastic games, let's be fair. I'm still getting over it. I mean, that was some great stuff today on Asia, guys. Really, really good work by everybody across all the teams. GV and ID doing spectacular gameplay. However, Feast triumphing on the day.
And I think the E5's there in the middle. The reason why our was because the E3 was able to do something E5 did a pretty good job there. The E5's down in the middle of me didn't really support the other E5s. They got isolated as well. The T20s can't do much about that. We did a really good job in trying to kind of push them out and kind of isolate the E5s, which is
Oof. Yes, the update comes tomorrow, guys. The update is tomorrow. So I will hopefully be doing a live stream tomorrow.
really HLV obviously. Oh, my goodness, that forgot. Right, I'm back. There we go. Hello. Hey, Fuji, are you still here?
I'm still there. What are you talking about? God.
I wasn't analyzing matches, but I so forgot to switch the scenes. It was
Oh dear. Wowzers. So, what a game. What a day. What a tour. I mean, I don't know what your tour was like, but boy, were Feast exciting today.
yeah. I don't know what.
They didn't have an easy run today. GV took them to a decider. ID almost. And I'll tell you what, it was fun watching ID taking out 5 mouses on Mayan ruins.
Oh my god. Reminds me of FBI.
Yeah. 5 mouses on Mayan ruins. Unbelievable.
If it was if it were Dynasties Poe, I wouldn't be phased, but my ruins. What?
No, to be fair, GV took 4 mouses. Oh, sorry, 5 E100s. Sorry, 5 E100s on Dynasty's Pearl. 4 mouses by GV on... I've screwed that up again. 5 E100s on Mayan Ruins by ID. 4 mouses by GV on Dynasty's Pearl. Boy, was it tough for Feast today. It wasn't made easy for them. But boy, it was exciting. HLV seems to have a good day as well.
HLV, yes, they did. Well, I mean, so many messages coming in. How can I scroll down them? Let me just kind of mute that Facebook notification. It was just kind of explore them. If I see. Yeah, HLV just a better team against RN. RN just the only win there from RN was beautiful, but that was the only win. That was the only match they did well. But other matches, HLV was able to dominate with very brilliant focus fire, and they made all their shots worthwhile.
Wowzers. No, it's been edge of the seat stuff today. It's been fantastic. It's been absolutely fantastic. All the clans played well. I mean, Feast had to really dig deep today against GV, but they did. And then again, they had to dig deep against ID, but they did. And like I said to you before, I mean, we're seeing an increase in the level of play. And, you know, if anybody's under any illusion, guys, these games were fast-paced today. Very fast-paced.
Especially, I was trying to analyze our ends first game against our ends first game on Mayan Ruins, and they just simply pushed it at the start, but they failed in the end. So.
No, it's been great stuff. I mean, it's been really, really exciting stuff to watch. There's been, you know, nobody was camping. Nobody. Well, I mean, on one match on Mayan Ruins, Boom Magoo went out on an E3, and boy, did he cause a lot of mayhem. 5,000 damage near as damn it.
Yeah.
Just farming off the E100s as they all came around the corner. Fantastic to watch. And then earlier on I think it was Dynasty's Pearl, I can't remember which map it was now. He rode around the map in, I think it's his favourite tank, the 140. I think he likes playing that. And he took 5 kills. I mean, he was just crazy. Absolutely fantastic to watch.
Yeah, true.
And it wasn't like GV or ID played badly. They didn't. They played really, really well. But Feast had to dig deep. And boy, it worked. Really good.
Really good to hear. For me, I think it was ID versus Boone. ID were winning 3-0 at one point. But Boone made a really good comeback, winning 2 on the run. But ultimately, ID won 4-2. And those wins by Boone are actually one of the best wins I've ever seen. So, congratulations over.
Oh, nice.
They lost the second game on the Seeds Pearl. They did the same strategy with, but they don't have a count lead on A. They put 2 mountains on B, and they did it before against XR. XR have no good idea on how to respond to that. But boy, Boone, what they did is that they discovered an isolated mouse, and they just kind of sent forces around to be actually to B, and then they also sent someone on A as well. And by that, ID just overpushed, and Boone just kind of pegged tanks one by one, and some minor mistakes by Team ID just gave them the win.
Wow. But no, I mean, I've been. It's been exciting stuff today. So impressed.
And there's a sense, ID thought they are going to rush isolated tanks, but Boone responded immediately on that side, just kill them both one by one in the end. The E5s at the spawn might look like isolated, but then Boone just isolated ID's team. It was so fun, so good to watch.
Oof, we've got to. So how many people were watching?
175, as you say.
Did tell you.
Highest viewership I got is 305, which is absolutely incredible.
Congrats, mate. Well done. Well done.
Oh my god,
It's good.
I forgot to switch the scene at the end, which you're seeing in the stream right now, but that doesn't really matter because it's not a game per se.
everything's good. I'm sure everybody appreciates what you're doing there.
I hope so. I hope so. I really hope so. Meanwhile, the table for you guys: Feast leading the table with 4 points and 62 wins. GV with 3 points alongside HLV winning 15 in total. Team ID got 2 points, winning 13 matches. And then we have Low also with 2 points but 9 points. Languishing down the table, Aaron with 0 points. 7 points. I think they're out.
Well, I mean, Feast have been dominant. They, you know, it can still blip. They've still got what, 1, 2, 3 matches to go.
Yes.
So it can still go blip. But no, I mean, so far they've been very tasty Feast, as I keep saying, and they're very dominant. But they are being snapped at the heels. I mean, GV are playing well, HLV are playing well. And ID will spark eventually. They're just not being able to get some of the breaks, unfortunately for them. But
they had a difficult run of fixture at the start as well.
Yeah.
I think they have to face RN, HLV, and then
Mm-hmm.
and then I think and we know Blitz wasn't as much of a kind of the high expectations. But they have a tough run. They have a tough fixture at the start, but I think things will get slightly better.
Absolutely. It's going to be good. It's going to be good. It's going to be an exciting tour. I mean, there's a lot to play for still. It's still not determined, which is good.
No, but RN, I feel very, very worried about them. They must absolutely win the next 3 matches, and hopefully ID or Low will win like 2 more matches, or GB will
Potentially, yeah.
win like 1 more match. And I feel like Win here, like Win also like lost 4 of their first matches, if I remember correctly. They have to win 3 of the next matches in the end, and they got into top 4. So would that be the same for the RN was originally thought as a front runner, and they fizzled off pretty spectacularly.
Absolutely. But
Let's hope they're going to get their spark back.
yes. Well, I'm sure they will. I'm sure they will. And with that, I've got the EU coin stream tonight, so I'm going to go and have something to eat and everything, and chill out because I've then got NA later. And don't forget, everybody, the update comes tomorrow.
Yes, it is.
Not today. It's tomorrow.
Yes.
So there we have it. And with that, I'm going to say goodbye to my stream, and I'll catch you all later, guys.
No problem. See you then. Bye for now.
Hang on a minute.